Just got a great question for the legal corner, and I'd like to be able to talk to you parents about this, those particularly that have children that are female and 15 years of age or younger. And the question goes as follows: what happens if my 15-year-old daughter has sex with an 18-year-old boyfriend? Well, first and foremost, it's illegal. Any child under the age of 16 that has sex with another individual over 18, that 18-year-old person can be prosecuted under the law, a sex crime violation, which no doubt would result in a prison sentence, and no doubt possibly a registration requirement as a sex offender. So it's very, very serious, and you as a parent have to talk with your daughter, that, despite the fact that she may very much be in love with this young man, that is improper. There's a moral issue, but more importantly, there's a legal issue. I have 3 daughters myself. They're all grown now, but had they come to me, or if I found out that they were having sex with an 18-year or older boy and they were only 15 years old, I would tell them that no, you cannot consent to that because you're not of age, and if you continue to have sex with this boy, I'm going to prosecute him because it's unnecessary and it's illegal, and I don't want to be a parent that's responsible for the acts of my daughter, and or prosecute one of my friend's sons if in fact I'm friendly with the parents of the 18-year-old. There's also an interesting issue that comes about in various states around the United States, and that's the Romeo and Juliet law. The purpose of that law is to allow certain young individuals, so-called Romeo and Juliet offenders, convicted of statutory sex crimes, the ability to avoid the harsh consequence of a lifetime inclusion on the sex offender registry because of a consensual sexual conduct. This happens quite often when you have younger people having sex and it's being questioned because that particular person could be charged with some kind of a sex crime over 15 years of age. And obviously the legislature, at least in this state and other states as well, have defined the eligibility under the Romeo and Juliet law, which reduces the ramifications and the penalties of having a lifelong designation or label as a sex offender. I can't imagine anything being worse than having that label the rest of your life for a young person that had sex with somebody that you were romantically involved with, that you loved, or even if you had a one-night stand or whatever. But to get involved and tangled up in the law that would result in you being labeled the rest of your life as horrible. However, this particular crime or conviction can be for a sex battery or a lewd and lascivious act or offense. And the crime involved, even though it's consensual encounter with a 14, 15, 16, or 17-year-old, would qualify for this Romeo and Juliet law, meaning that you could be convicted of that crime but not be labeled for the rest of your life as a sex offender. But back to this parent's question with regard to this 15-year-old child, it's a very difficult situation to deal with, and I think you have to sit your daughter down and have a mother and father, either one, heart-to-heart talk with your child. Let them know that yes, you love this boy, but if you respect us and you don't want to see him get arrested or charged with some kind of a serious sex offense, that you let her know that she's just going to have to wait. Discipline is probably the best side of the situation to take with your child in terms of being a good parent. And maybe bring him to a lawyer's office or her to a lawyer's office and let that lawyer, like myself, explain to her what the law really is. So it's not coming from a parent that they don't want to believe or don't realize the parent has a motive for this. They don't want me to have sex with my boyfriend. My best advice is to contact a lawyer in your state that would be able to answer the question as it relates to your child, or call us here at the Legal Corner, and we'd be more than happy to give you direction.
I'm glad you watched the Reality Check video, and I hope it helped everybody who watched this video. As for the parents, we now have the Reality Check subscription service to help you. It's very inexpensive. It's $9.95 a month, and it's just to educate you, the parent. That's what we're here to do. We want you to stay proactive. We want you and your son or daughter to become the best they can be. Who's more important than our kids? Nobody. Stay proactive. Join the Reality Check subscription service.